Okay, so in this assembly where you have all of the pieces, I've now made everything public. It should totally work. I know some people were having issues with it, but one of the biggest issues I have is when I try to bring in the red piece, it falls apart. So to insert a part, you just go to Insert. If you go to Other Documents and Recently Opened, it should be a part that you recently opened because you're going to open all of these. But see how this is in two pieces? I bring the red piece in, and for some reason it's loading. There we go. So I bring the red piece in, and the first thing I do after clicking that red check is I'm going to highlight the red piece. I'm going to highlight all of the red piece. I'm going to highlight all of the red piece. You know what? If I lasso it from the bottom, maybe that'll work. There we go. So I lasso it from the bottom and it works. And then I right click on it and select Fix. Now, all of these other parts I can move around, no problem. And they were all created the same way. They don't fall apart. But for some reason, the red piece, when I move it around, it always falls apart in this video. Now, historically, I would have used one of these mates. I would have either done a parallel mate or a planar mate, and that's been giving me a lot of issue. So I look at the way the red piece is. So I'm going to orient it. What way do I need it to be? And so I have the red piece like an L shape. And so I am going to then revolve this till the red looks like an L piece, like that. And then I know that this black piece, if I click on the black piece just with a regular click, I can do things like I can orient it, I can slide it, and you're going to assemble these pieces in 3D to be where they need to be. Now, I'm not going to show you the solution, but the red piece and the black piece go together kind of like that. And then I can just move this piece in to where it needs to be. And maybe once I get close, then I can do like a planar mate between this and this. And then this is where it gets crazy. And then I've got to move this back over. But by making a planar mate there, it totally should work. And then I used to be able to make a planar mate right here and right here, and it shouldn't have moved. It should have stayed in one place, but that's why I say don't play around with the planar mate too much. But at that point, I have that these two, the black and the red, are on the same plane. And over here, the black and the red are on the same plane. If lastly, I do these two on the same plane, it should perfectly snap in, but it doesn't. So get it as close as you can. Assemble this all together in a cube shape. When you are ready, let me know, and I'll come by and check off your cube.